Okay, so welcome back to Signal Over Noise. Today's episode, Step Aside Ikigai. It's time to see what Japanese philosophy can teach us about adding a little mindful calmness and happiness to our daily lives. In today's episode, I expect to learn how we can channel wisdom from 16th century Japanese tea masters to better appreciate the small wonders and achieve moments of enjoyable mindfulness in the small moments of our lives. This episode's coming at you in 3 parts. 1, what is Ichigo Ichie all about? 2, why should listeners of a meaningful productivity podcast care? And 3, our key takeaways. Part 1. Okay, let's explore the concept of Ichigo Ichie, or as it translates to in English, one time, one meeting. This is a Japanese proverb that encourages us to cherish every encounter as unique and unrepeatable. It manifests directly in tea ceremonies, and it's all about embracing the present moment, luxuriating in it, and being grateful for it. The tea ceremony goes something like this. First, pace yourself. This is not about plying yourself with as much caffeine as quickly as possible. Next, assemble some friends and show appreciation for the tea maker. Sniff the tea. Explore its aromas with your nose before drinking the tea. Make sure to slurp the last sip, again showing that appreciation. Do not allow any distractions into the room. Enjoy the tea, the company, and the experience of drinking the tea with that company. So it's a practice of cultivating emotional discipline and of taking the time to value what's around us. Now, this is perhaps easier to imagine doing in a cute, quaint, wooden sort of pagoda-style building in the Japanese mountains, but we are where we are. Ichigo Ichie is about noticing where we are, paying attention to it, momentarily releasing concerns or expectations about the future and the past, and instead being sincerely appreciative of our present company and the efforts of those that have made this get-together or tea ceremony happen. It's about understanding that this moment, as with all moments, shall pass and shall never entirely exactly be replicated. It's unique and it's gone for good once it's gone. So we should enjoy all that's enjoyable in it. To do so, we must first be present in that moment and attentive to it. And so, yeah, like I said, this all started back in the 16th century, and Ichigo Ichie was first popularized all the way back then by a renowned influential tea master, whose name I shall now promptly butcher, Senno Rikyu, who would say Ichigo ni Ishido, or one chance in a lifetime, as he emphasized the significance of treating everyone you encounter, especially your hosts, with the sincerity and attention deserved of an occasion that is a once-in-a-lifetime encounter. Why? Understanding the importance of living in the present enables you to cherish fleeting moments with loved ones. This, he suggests, is what makes them meaningful.
Do you fancy a cuppa?
Do you fancy a cuppa? Yeah. And do you want to drink it slowly with good company? Yeah.
I do wonder if maybe there was a degree of that before we all got so busy, before we all got mobile phones, and maybe not quite in quite such a profound way, but I do wonder if there was that we have lost the art of just being able to sit in somebody's company with nothing between you but a cup of tea. I mean, we're British, for goodness sake. This should be part of our culture. But actually, I do know what you mean. I just in the last hour, I've just kind of necked. Oh, to be fair, we're doing a good company. What am I talking about? I was going to say I've necked the whole cafetiere, but I've been doing good company, so maybe I've been living by this. But anyway,
did you smell the aromas? Did you enjoy the efforts taken to get that cafetiere to you?
Not gonna lie, I did exactly the opposite of what you said a minute ago, and I was trying to get as much caffeine down me as possible so I was functional to talk on this podcast right now.
Yeah, and I think that brings us on really nicely to part 2, which is why should somebody listening to a meaningful productivity podcast care about this Ichigo Ichie concept? And yeah, I think, like you say, because times are changing essentially, and that it's almost more valuable because of its rarity. Not just because it's rare. It's not rare and useless, but it's useful and increasingly rare to take those moments of real sort of presence, absent of distraction, to enjoy your present company and appreciate the vanishing fleetingness of that moment. as you were saying, with sort of our caffeine culture, obviously we've moved from sort of tea rooms, tea houses where people would meet up for a social to drive through Costa and Starbucks and McDonald's. But there's also some culture of meeting up and socializing still in coffee shops, which, along with, I guess, charity shops and Turkish barbers, are like the last surviving remnant of the British high street. So, yeah, I think we are moving away from it, but it's not totally lost. And the situation is certainly not irredeemable. But anyway, so why are we talking about this right now? Well, because I guess a meaningful productivity podcast and what we're trying to do here, and what most people are trying to do, is sort of maximize human thriving, specifically yours, dear listener, and ours, dear podcasters. So, we know that social isolation and loneliness are repeatedly and consistently correlated with negative life satisfaction, which, whatever your definition of human thriving is, life satisfaction is probably a big part of it. Ichigo Ichie, or being present with those you're sharing that experience with, is a tonic to this. What else do we know about life satisfaction and how we can reliably, according to empirical research, improve our perceived life satisfaction? Well, both gratitude practices and acts of kindness or pro-social activities are positively correlated in studies. So if you want to live a life that feels satisfying to you, we think that it needs to have meaning, and you need to be effective in pursuing that meaning. But the data also tells us that there are other ways that reliably, repeatedly improve life satisfaction scores. And this Ichigo Ichie thing, or being present and grateful for a tea party, is a great tool for baking several of them into your daily existence. On a related note, one needs good enough mental, emotional, and psychological health not to be preoccupied with these things if one is to do meaningful things that matter. You cannot take care of others until you've taken care of yourself. Gratitude, sociability, and time away from your smartphone and social media are all acts of self-care. Do them, and you should be in a better place for doing other things well from a healthy, happy standpoint. Lastly, let's get freaking real. How many times do you pick up your phone per day? Out of those times, how many times does it enhance your happiness, well-being, or get you closer to succeeding in your passion or purpose? Put it down. Enjoy a drink and the company you have. After all, you may never get to enjoy this drink or this company ever again. Why? Well, shit happens, and it's even more likely to happen if you're distracted on your phone.
Give me your key takeaways.
Righto. So part 3. Key takeaways. Well, we can't always live in the present, else tomorrow would come as quite the surprise and the shock, and we wouldn't be able to plan and execute complex tasks like a worthwhile career or a long-term financial plan to provide safety and security to you and your family. But Ichigo Ichie does feel like the kind of practice that us modern-day smartphone-wielding, social media attention slaves could really benefit from. What it bakes in is, this reciprocity and this social encounter and this meeting and this act of ceremony of celebrating the here and now, and of dedicating your attention and sincerity to something that matters more than what Mark Zuckerberg would have you dedicate your attention to. And it also probably, I don't know about any studies in this, probably, disciplines and trains ourselves to become less distractible and allow us to be more fully embodied and present in the space in which we exist. And I think that's a great thing. And it makes us more appreciative of the company at hand. We learn lots from this, and not least whether we like our present company and whether our own company is likable. Without these insights, we'll not be able to better select companionship for better future tea ceremonies, nor shall we fully be able to know our present company and afford them a fair chance at real connection and true friendship. Nor shall we do the hard yards in terms of making ourselves more likable in the future. And that has the benefit of we'll like ourselves more if we're more likable. So yeah, if we're to use Ichigo Ichie, literally, as the Japanese do, around tea consumption or coffee if it's your preference, well, if it's something that you're already, enjoying or partaking of every day, then you now have a daily opportunity for a small amount of noticing and appreciating small things, appreciating those that are around you and potentially bonding with them. And you might reestablish and reconnect with someone by inviting them to share in these moments of small joy. So yeah, that's all for today's episode. Lightweight on the productivity, but hopefully some good chicken soup for the soul, which we all need from time to time. So yeah, till next time, be well and do good.